Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu. Certified to operate by Chev.
A burst pipe at 3 a.m. is a bad way to start the day. A cold shower in November isn't invigorating. So before you start freaking, call Beacon. Beacon Plumbing, Heating, and Mechanical is just one call away 24 hours a day. 1-800-FREAKIN or beaconplumbing.net.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. There's a really cool video being shared online. It's a bunch of kids singing in a choir, bringing me back to my choir days.
Whoa. You were a choir boy?
I was a choir boy for a bit, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I might have had a voice like this kid, because everybody was doing a great job, but then all of a sudden things went off the rail in this little choir performance when one of the kids begins screaming like he's possessed.
I love that guy. That's a kid who thinks he's a dinosaur.
Wow.
He has a real future in metal.
Right? Right? Yeah. He's the new lead singer of Papa Roach. I don't know if you guys know that. Yeah. Dude, that's so funny because it kind of brings back a memory. I wasn't really in a choir, but we always would have these performances at our elementary school. And you would sign up and they would kind of force you to be in them, whether it be plays, whether it be musical performances at an assembly or something like that.
Did you guys do the winter performances as well?
I don't know.
Where you do the Christmas songs and stuff?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But one of the ones I remember, it must have been right around 4th of July, so it was patriotic. So what better song to sing than a song that really wasn't a patriotic song, but it felt that way, which was Born in the USA by Bruce Springsteen.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Super patriotic.
That's what they had us sing at the assembly.
That's amazing.
And I was feeling this one. Usually I'm just kind of meek. I'm this time I'm bringing it. I'm going to show off to my mom, my dad, and everyone there watching us that I can sing. So it starts, and everyone's singing it how an elementary school would sing it, very unenthusiastic. And I pulled what this little kid just did. And
nice.
I'm new metal screaming this song. And the look on our teacher's face is who are you and why are you doing this? What happened to little Steven? And I'm just Born! And I'm screaming it. After that, they always put me in the very far back. They were just we don't trust you anymore. It was terrible. And I wish we had, dude, that's one of the things I wish I had the audio of, because at one point we did have a video recording of it. And,
man, that would have been awesome.
And this was family gathering around. Hey, you want to see something embarrassing about our child? And they would pop that video in from time to time, and it would just slay. Because it's just like that kid. At first, everyone's singing it normal, and then all of a sudden, something just a flip of the switch, and I'm just screaming.
That is fantastic.
I was feeling that song. And every time I hear Born in the USA, I think about that moment.
I want to hear this little kid again because, you're supposed to blend. And when I was in choir, I didn't know that. I wanted to be a star. And they're like, dude, that's not how it works. We all sing together. You don't sit there and do solos unless there's actually a solo required, and we'll let you know. But I love this kid because he decided, you know what, this is going to be my solo.
Now that we know it's coming, it's even better.
Oh, yeah. Love this kid. Yeah, there he is. There's little Steven.
I want them to go through Jurassic Park and just change every dinosaur scream to that kid.
Right?
I love this so much.
Man, it's almost like he's going, what? Why are you making me sing this song, Mom?
That's one way to get out of the choir.
Yeah, you're right.
Like, if you don't like it. I mean, I used to be a server boy, and it's like if I had just screamed in the middle of mass, I probably wouldn't have been asked to come back.
Hold on a
Server
second.
boy?
Yeah,
You mean
for
an altar boy?
whatever. We call the servers boys.
That's what
wow.
got the church in trouble.
Touche.
That's not the right line.
Wow.
The server boy? Is that a thing?
I never heard of that.
It's called, they can call them altar servers as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ah, yeah, it was always altar boy in the Northeast for us, yeah.
Yeah.
I was an altar boy.
I was a monaguilla.
What?
That's how you say altar boy
Oh,
or
I was going
girl.
to say, I ordered that at the
Monaguilla.
restaurant.
I was an
She
altar
said a
girl.
bad word. I was about to
Nope.
dump you.
I was like, geez, man, check the Spanish to English dictionary.
Nope, I was an altar girl too.
Yeah. Did you get to ring the bells?
Oh yeah, that was
Oh,
my
yeah.
favorite part.
That's status right there.
I didn't even know they had altar girls. They let girls be altar girls?
Not in my church.
Wow.
I don't know. I can't remember.
I was the queen bee.
Yeah, I don't think they did, Vicky. That's cool that they finally said, you know what, sure, let anybody, because I don't think when I was a kid, girls could do that.
Yeah, it got to the point where we didn't really have any other kid to do it. And I was like 11. It was not cool anymore. And I'm like, why are you still making me do this? Because no one else wanted to do it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Status
Yeah.
for us was the bell ringer was like the ultimate status.
Yeah.
But then also like if you were a vet, you would get you would get first dibs on the weddings. The weddings were where it was at. Because when you were the altar boy for a wedding, they would hook you up with money.
Yeah.
Oh,
that was
really?
Not, that
Oh,
was
yeah.
not a thing with me.
Turned
I
to a
was,
paid gig. Wow.
Dude, like $50 an altar boy.
Whoa.
That's pretty amazing because and usually the priest gets a tip. You always had to tip the priest for marrying you.
I thought you were going to say wine. You got the
Oh.
first dibs at the wine because that's how it was with us. Is at the end of communion, they would have like all the extra
Yeah.
wine, and they would just pour it in a cup. And if you were the senior altar boy, you would go back and just chug it,
Chug,
and then,
chug,
yeah,
chug, chug,
before
chug.
you cleaned it.
Altar boy after hours.
Yeah,
Whoa! Now this was sanctified wine, right? It was supposedly like the body and blood of Christ.
Yeah.
So you were. Yeah, it's awful hard to say. Why can't I have this? Right? This is supposed to be
well,
good for everybody.
they told us to drink it. Like it was.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, it was not.
Oh,
it was
wow.
not frowned upon by the people.
Wow, that is yeah.
It just got me there because there was one guy, he would do that. He would always be like, I'm going to go in the back. I need to have a talk with Christ. And I'm like, what the hell does that mean? And then we found out later on he was just boozing hard.
nice.
And that was like his safety meeting. It was like, I'm going to go talk with Jesus.
I'm going to
Yeah.
start using that now.
Yeah, don't know how actually like having alcohol as a sacred drink could ever turn into anything bad.
We all turned out fine, BJ.
look, yeah,
Three of
yeah,
us
you
right
did.
here.
Yeah, look at
Yeah.
you guys.
Former
Yeah,
altar
you-
boys and girls.
Yeah, you all
And-
sound like that kid in choir. You're
well,
fine.
We have a server, an altar boy, and what, Matisyahu? What?
Monaguilla.
I'd like two, please. Okay.
Manahia?
Monaguilla.
Monagia.
You
Monaguilla.
can't, dude. Our mouths can't even say it. We know what the word. We hear the
You
words.
were pretty
but-
good though.
You got to do that thing like
Monaguilla.
you got to get that like the you got to get the cheeks just go back to your ears.
Monaguilla.
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 I want to teach Spanish now, and just to you idiots, it'd be great.
Just have videos of our faces trying Monaguilla.
Slow mo.
Hey, maybe that's our new OnlyFans page. Vicky trying to teach us Spanish.
Oh, dear.
I'd pay $4.99 a month for that.
Yeah, why not?
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Everything is better electrified. Like the guitar, toothbrushes, or cars. And Hyundai has the widest range of electrified vehicles on the market, including the first ever Tucson and Santa Fe plug-in hybrid EVs. You can use electric when you want it or gas when you need it. It's your journey. Evolve it beyond the pump in the 2022 Tucson or Santa Fe plug-in hybrid EVs. Visit your nearest Hyundai dealer or learn more at HyundaiUSA.com. Call 562-314-4603 for complete details.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. There's a woman, her name is Pris, and she just shared on TikTok how she busted her boyfriend for cheating on her.
So I Google him, and at first it was like regular stuff, like old football things. And then I come across a baby registry that was registered at a Target that is like a couple towns over. And I was like, okay, weird, because his name is not very common at all. And we go on Facebook and we look up this bitch, and her Facebook picture is a picture of her holding a baby. So I click on her, and the baby looks exactly like him.
Okay, then. Well,
sure it's just a coincidence.
Oh, sure.
Totally.
Same name.
Wow.
Looks like him.
Yeah.
Happens to the best of them.
What if he has a twin? You don't know. With the same name.
That's a good point.
Wait.
Well, I mean, maybe you should find out, though, on on the Google search.
Right.
Damn, dude, you are getting busy with other people. You got babies over here. You got girlfriends over there. Okay.
You would think when a kid gets involved that there would be like, okay, I need to like pump the brakes on this whole situation, you know? As opposed to, let me just keep trying to pull a fast one on the girlfriend that doesn't know I have a kid.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You just got to look at yourself in the mirror and go, well, look who my boyfriend is. A guy that will do this. Got to wonder about my standards.
I'd pay really good money, though, to be in the room when she confronts him about it and see what kind of excuse he gives. I swear.
Oh, that would be good. Oh, yeah.
I don't even, it's Photoshop.
I hope she does that on TikTok.
Yeah.
She should.
Yeah. That's not me. I don't know what you're talking about. No, that wasn't on that registry, and that kid doesn't look anything like me, kind of.
Man, I don't even, like, that would be such a, every once in a while you get reminded of, like, how thankful you are that you're not in the dating pool. You don't have to deal with, like, the idea of, like, even having to Google somebody to get some information on them. Like, the most you could get was, like, oh, let me read some of their, I feel like every day we're talking about MySpace, but, like, that was, like, maybe, like, oh, let me check out their MySpace page and see what kind of conversations they're having.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there was really no other way to really kind of spy on someone. Nowadays, I mean, there's so many different things you could do. You could probably find out who they're related to.
Yeah.
Before they even know who they're related to.
But then you got to ask yourself, this is what I'm doing. I have to spy on my significant other over here. Like, this is what I have to spend my time. Because
you call it spying. Other people call it research.
That's true.
There you go. That's right. Reconnaissance. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How
do
would
I
you
want to
feel?
do reconnaissance? Is that the kind of life I want to lead?
Oh, you know what? We have a single guy here. It's Joe.
Oh, yeah. Hey, right to that.
So, Joe, okay, you're on a date. What if, like, the girl you're on a date with, like, brings up something like, well, how'd you know that? And she's like, oh, I Googled you. How would that make you feel?
Oh, man, it's probably hit or miss depending on if it's a good thing or a bad thing. Because if it's a good thing, I'd be like, oh, that's cool. But if it's a bad thing, I'd probably be like, why are you looking for reasons to hate me before we've even met?
Would you ever consider Googling someone before you go on a date with them?
No, I don't think so. I think that would ruin the fun of meeting someone new.
Getting to know them.
Yeah, exactly. Plus, unless like maybe 2 or 3 dates down the line, I get a red flag or something, and then I'm like, well, let's do a little more research to make sure this isn't a baby in another state or something.
Or a serial killer.
Yeah. I agree with Joe. It's nothing great than just to sit across the table and go, hey, do you have a baby from another person you're cheating on me with? As we're getting to know each other.
Right.
Oddly specific question. Why do you
ask? I can Google
ask?
you, but,
You're telling the other town by chance.
Yeah. Oh, man. Wow. Well, as it turns out, man, people are just, they don't want their heart broken or, they don't want to be alone or something because almost 2/3 of people who are in a relationship right now have someone else in mind who's waiting in the wings just in case things go bad.
Oh, someone on the bench.
60, that's like 60 to 70% of the people. That's crazy. I mean, I
they have a backup goalie ready to go in if their current goalie goes into a slump.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, maybe because I've been married for so long, it's like, sure, I've been infatuated with certain people. Maybe I've had crushes over the years of my life. I think that's normal. My therapist says, hey, that's normal that, if you're in a committed relationship and you meet somebody else and you get a little infatuated with them, that's fine. But as long as you don't pursue it or do anything inappropriate. Uh-huh. But I with all that, I still don't have anybody I go, oh, yeah, here's my go-to. If all of a sudden my relationship was over, I got this go-to. I don't have anybody in my life that I could say is a guaranteed a bench person.
No. I mean, imagine that would require effort then. Like,
but 2/3
keeping in touch with them.
It's a good way, yeah.
The people on Ted Smith's the person on my bench.
Oh, yeah.
Things don't work out, I'm just going to hang out with Ted more.
Yeah.
Not in a romantic way. We're just going to hang out more.
Now I'm not going to say now, but did any of us ever have anybody? I mean, well, Joey has to have a girlfriend or boyfriend, and that didn't.
Ouch! That's your son you're talking about.
Yeah, but I mean, I've never really seen him bring anybody by, so I have to assume that he's just not doing well in that department. I mean, I could ask Sarah. Sarah.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious about Sarah.
Let's see if Sarah's got somebody on the bench. Rev, Rev didn't do a lot of dating either before his wife.
No, I didn't have anyone on the bench.
So I don't want to make anybody feel bad now by saying now, but I'm saying at any time in your relationships, did you have somebody on the bench that you knew?
I remember having someone where you're like, okay, if this relationship doesn't work out, I'm gonna put a little effort into talking to that person because I felt like there's maybe some kind of sparks, but it wasn't like a shoo-in. Like the moment a relationship ends, this person's just waiting, suited up and ready to go.
Yeah, I feel like with the amount of time I put in, and Steve, I would say the same for you probably, with the time you put into this relationship, it'd be like, I don't know what I would do if it was over. Like, as far as what's the next step in like having a relationship with somebody, I don't know where I would go.
In my head, I had a plan of what I was going to do now that I didn't have to be in a relationship. Like, it had nothing to do with dating another person or hooking up with another person. It was like all the things that I wasn't doing because I was in it, like traveling by myself or doing stuff with just my buds. You know, like I was like, okay, well, if this ends, I'm going to get to join this rec team. Or like, you know what I mean? Like there was like
that kind of thing.
There was like a list of things that I
Yeah.
was, and it wasn't necessarily, I'm not even trying to like crap on ex-girlfriends. Like it wasn't like their fault. It was more me. Like I kind of like put this own like restriction on the things that I could do when I was in a relationship because I was like, oh, I can't agree to join this hockey team because they'll get upset that I'm not with them all the time. You know, I made that in my own head.
Yeah.
But then I was also like, oh, if this relationship ends, though, I'm definitely joining that hockey team.
Here's the thing now. You can't even claim that because pretty much, you know, your wife lets you join everything.
No, it's so nice. Like my wife's down.
Right?
She's
Yeah.
cool with if it makes you happy, as long as you make time, quality time for us, that's all that matters.
Yeah, so you really can't. Yeah, so I mean, I don't
And
know.
I still
what-
had that in my head. I'm like, okay, I don't want to agree to this one because I've got this weekend and this weekend I've got something going on one of the nights. So it's like I try and like have that in my head. Like, and she's never said anything about that. Like, for all I know, she'd be like, no, go every weekend. It's really nice when you're not here.
So, Sarah, we're talking about having somebody on the bench. Like, that's what 60%, pretty much, yeah, 2/3 of Americans have somebody who are in a relationship, have somebody waiting in the wings that are on the bench just in case things go bad.
I'm guessing Sarah doesn't.
Hell no. Oh, could you just thinking about if J Rubs had someone on the bench right now, I would strangle him.
Okay,
Oh.
okay. Well, you guys have been together for a long time and you live together, right?
Yeah.
So let's go back in time to like, you know, a year, 5 months, 6 months into the relationship. You're kind of serious. You think this is going to be the guy you're going to be with for a little while, but was there someone else on and would you get mad if there was someone else on his like bench?
If we're like official, if we're like Facebook official boyfriend girlfriend, I would never have anybody else on the bench, and I would hope he wouldn't. And if he did, I'd probably dump him. But if we're just casually dating and there's no label, then yeah, I've dated multiple people at once.
Well, one texter brings up a good point. Most of the guys on your bench are behind bars, so it's really like
Oh, that's so true.
They're on the prison bench.
yes.
Yeah, it's hard to actually, be with them.
Wow.
But no, I'm committed to you. I am committed to you, and I expect you to be the same.
Sarah, I feel like a lot of your friends, though, are these people.
They're the bench.
They have bench and are bench people as
They're
well.
the bench
Yes.
warmers.
Yes, that is very, very true. I have a lot of thirsty friends and a lot of friends that are afraid of being alone. So they
Joe,
would
why
be
are
in
you
this
taking?
survey.
Why are you like swooping in on
Right?
those?
Steve, I got to fight him off with a bat. I just got.
Oh yeah.
totally can
I
tell.
don't
Yeah.
smell any sarcasm in your voice right there.
COVID hit me hard.
There's a
You got these
man with
thirsty
game
girls.
right
They
there.
want to have fun. Based on the
Yes.
pictures that your sister shared, they seem like they're attractive.
They do like to party.
Yeah, especially when they're intoxicated, and Joey is too. Oh, they have this connection. A few of them, they always vibe towards Joey, but then I don't know what happens, Joe.
My
don't
B to
think-
C game is weak.
Yeah.
Your closing game.
Yeah, my A to B, perfect. B to C,
So we
not
need a
much.
closer for you.
Yeah.
That's right. We need the closer to come in. Steve,
The closer.
are you a closer?
But wait, wouldn't the closer
I'm
get
not
the
your
score
guy.
then at that point in time?
Yeah.
Yeah,
and that'd be a
so-
tough sell to my wife. She's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I got to go meet up with Joe Wyatt. He needs to seal the deal, and I got to help
Yeah.
him close this one.
Steve's the designated closer. He's going to go in there and pinch hit, and then he's going to let Joe take over.
Don't worry, I'll be home before bed.
Yeah.
She'd be like, what does that even mean? I'm like, I don't even know yet, but I'll let you know.
Yeah.
I
Joe.
like this plan.
Yeah, good job, Joe. You know what? You make me proud because you're just like me.
Oh,
So you'll hit that point where you're like, I got this, and then have a good night. Because I feel your pain.
Exactly.
That was me all the time.
Yeah, so it'll be like I'll get a little too drunk, or I won't really be paying attention, and they'll say something like, "Oh, I think it's time to go," and I'll be like, "Okay, bye."
Yeah.
And then just
You
right
need me
over
to call
my
you
head.
an Uber?
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. They could like invite him up, and he just wouldn't get it. It would go over his head. He'd be like, "No, you're probably tired, aren't you? You go rest."
Yeah.
So is there a
that.
part of you like inside your head that you're like deep down that you like, I think I could pull this off, but you still talk yourself out of it? Or is it just...
There are some times that are like that, but there's been a time or two where I thought I was going to do it, but then I'm also like, this is Sarah's friend, and there's going to be gossip, and it could come back on me.
Could be good gossip,
It
though.
could be.
Yeah.
They're like, yo, you guys, have you tried out the Joe? And then they're like, why? I highly recommend.
Joe.
The Joe is very good.
My sister doesn't need to hear that from her friends, though.
They're not going to say that to Sarah, like, hey, have you tried out the Joe? She's like, that's my brother. That's weird.
So.
I don't click on those thumbnails.
You know who else doesn't need to hear this? The father, Steve. The father doesn't need to hear this either.
And then, wait, in my wildest dreams,
You make fun of him
too?
for not getting any action. I'm here trying to help him get action.
Yeah, I still don't need to hear about whether or not anybody wants to try the Joe. All I want to know is the kid's happy.
It's a new role at the sushi place.
Yeah, there we go. The Joe.
Could it be?
And then he accidentally, maybe birth control fails or forgets a condom or something. And then he impregnates one of my friends.
Okay, this is
And then
again-
somehow I'm like kind of related-ish to my friend now.
Yeah, you go from friends to being in-laws.
Yeah,
Yes!
That's super fun, right? And then you
Yeah.
get to
Super
have Grandpa
fun.
BJ.
Yeah, no, nobody wants this.
This is what I secretly hope will happen
Yeah,
one
no,
Not sound
night.
like my fairy tale.
Yeah, nobody wants this. Thank you.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. How do I know if bankruptcy is going to provide me with relief? What are the steps for my situation?
There's so much information out there about bankruptcy with the internet and what people have heard from friends and other people that they've talked to about their financial issues or bankruptcy. There's also a lot of bad information out there or urban legends about bankruptcy. In order to determine whether bankruptcy makes sense for you, you need to talk to an attorney that's experienced in bankruptcy. So in order to determine whether bankruptcy makes sense for you, you should talk to an experienced bankruptcy attorney. And my job is not to convince you to file bankruptcy. My job is to help you to make that decision and have all the facts so that you can make an informed decision about whether bankruptcy makes sense for you, what benefits it's going to have for you, and what the downside of filing bankruptcy is.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
If 2020 has taught us anything, it's to take nothing for granted. So when you expect hot water and get cold, when you expect the shower to drain and it doesn't, when you turn the furnace on and it won't start, stop freaking and call Beacon Plumbing, Heating, and Mechanical. 1-800-FREAKIN'.
There's a new and different way to fund your business or side hustle without the hassles of a loan. HomeTap. HomeTap is an investor that gives you access to your home equity in cash in exchange for a share of your home's future value with no monthly payments or interest. How you use the money is totally up to you. HomeTap. Get more from home ownership. Get more from life. Subject to eligibility, terms and conditions apply. Visit HomeTap.com to apply in minutes. That's HomeTap.com. HomeTap.com.